Welcome to feature card coverage from the Classic at the farm at Quail Valley. We've got a great card for you today. Thanks again to the sponsors of the tournament, Dynamic Discs, the Winfield Convention and Tourism, Chasing Chains, and of course the farm at Quail Valley. We are live in studio here with local player Jared Shetler. Thanks for being here, Jared.
It's good to be here.
All right, let's dive right into the action. Starting off on the best place to start, hole 1, par 4. Hole 1 is about 758 feet, and it is a pretty mundane day. Not lots of wind, a good starting hole out in the open. The play is kind of to throw a flat to hyzer shot, get around this tree on the right, and land somewhere here in this big fairway to set up your second shot, which would be the more touchy of the shots, through this little canal here down into this tree-filled ravine. And if you get lucky, you'll poke down through this left side and have a look at the basket. But as you can see, as this drone turns around, it's very protected and also completely blind. Pretty much a lottery shot to get down to the green.
Yeah, you're mostly in pretty good shape as long as you don't go too far left and kind of get pinched off.
The 2021 Classic at the Farm, presented by Dynamic Discs, the farm at Quail Valley, and the city of Winfield. We've got, starting off on the card, we've got Disc Golf PDGA Hall of Famer hailing from Wimberley, Texas, sponsored by Innova Champion Discs and Grip EQ, Jay Yeti Redding.
The Yeti on the box with the signature Yeti call out. Fan favorite here today for sure.
It's my first time ever hearing anything like that in the tee box, and I did enjoy it.
I was caught off guard. He's actually ripping on a halo turn right here, believe it or not. And it's a crush, can't argue with that. Straight down the fairway, barely sneaks there in front of the railroad tie.
Oklahoma, three-time world champion, sponsored by Dynamic Discs, the farm at Quail Valley, and Blue Point Discs, Ron Convers.
World champion Ron Convers from Oklahoma, member of the farm. Maybe actually the fan favorite here. It's tough to say. And Ron throwing this up in the air a little bit, wanting a little bit more turn. And he'll hyzer out with a soft landing in a decent spot.
All right, hailing from Emporia, Kansas, sponsored by Dynamic Discs and the farm at Quail Valley, Isaiah Esquivel.
Isaiah, by far the youngest person on this card. DD sponsored athlete. And folks, he can crush. This is almost never flipped to flat.
And rounding out our feature card, we've got the 2020 Classic at the Farm champion, coming out of Norman, Oklahoma, sponsored by Innova Champion Discs, Tree Love, and D-Mart. Get it up for Gavin Ossenkop.
Won the Classic last year, so he's trying to defend his title.
Another Oklahoma product, if I'm not mistaken.
And that's also a crush.
Yeah, great shot.
Everybody.
Just a couple feet short of Isaiah there.
Thanks, John. Yep.
And they are off to the races.
Yeti up first. And him and Ron are a bit back in this fairway. This is going to be a tough shot to get up for a birdie look. And the wind got a hold of this one, and it's drifting right fast. And that is jail, folks. You do not want to miss right. We'll see what he has from there. Looking a little bit better there from Ron. And pokes through.
Yeah,
get down.
Rolling down the hill if he stays dry.
So it looks like he will stay. He is touching land there. Brendan caught that one barely. He is barely touching land. So he will be in bounds. And Gavin missing short left there, it looks like.
Yeah, he got caught up a little bit in the trees right beside that ramp.
Jose's throwing a mid here, it looks like. Maybe a fairway trying to skip down. That caught an unlucky route, but he'll have a look. And Jay is just in a forest where Yetis belong. He has not much of a look. He's going to try and poke something out. Not a bad out, but that'll go left side of the bridge.
Yeah, for what he was working with, that's not bad at all.
Not bad. Get that thumb wet, get his putt ready. First putt of the day for these fellas. What do you think Jay Yeti's putting with, Jared?
If I had to guess, I'd imagine maybe a Yeti AVR, but that's just a shot in the dark. And he gave that a pretty good run, which would have been a sick par save.
Yeah. So Jay will have to settle for a 5 there.
Gavin just trying to punch it out of the bushes here.
Kind of gives that a bid off his forehand.
Gets a great little upshot.
He'll have a tap-in par.
No stress there.
So Isaiah's got a birdie look here from across the river about, I'd say, 40 feet. Big elevation change.
Sort of a tough downhill look, but it's framed up pretty nicely between those two trees.
Definitely a picturesque shot. Let's see what he can do. Big chain
Just
right down the middle.
Drops it gently in there.
Let's see that one more time. Never a doubt in his mind. Hit the pole.
Great way to start his round.
Huge putt from the kid.
What is he, 16, 17?
I heard he was 13.
That seems low.
Could be.
A teenager, I think we can all agree.
Oh, Ron off the ban. So it looks like Ron did actually go out of bounds there. He'll have that tap in for a 5. Jay taking a 5 as well. Big shout out to Derek Mazur. Did I pronounce that right?
I couldn't tell you, but that seems like a
getting a 2.
good effort.
Getting a 2 on this hole. An eagle. A 758-foot hole. He had a throw-in from about 300 feet.
I heard him chatting about that after that first round. That
is unbelievable.
Yeah, 2 is not in most people's minds when they think of hole 1 at the farm.
Hole 2, we want to thank a big shout out to Joe Montiel on 34th Street, 34th State Media for these drone shots. They're beautiful. He also gave us a lot of front foot camera footage, so big shout out. Go check out 34th State Media for all of your camera needs.
A legend.
He is a legend, Joe Montiel. Hole 2, par 4, 631. First shot, you want to throw something straight to get into this huge landing zone. OB left and right, but shouldn't come into play for most of these guys. Second shot gets kind of tricky. You have these 2 big guardian trees, OB around the green, and a really rocky green. So you can't really count on much ground play consistently. So let's see how Isaiah plays this. That's a bomb from Isaiah, but it is drifting right. And that won't be OB, but he will be in the rough, in the cabbage there. So you really want to play this out left if possible and kind of push that left side of the fairway to get a good hyzer up shot for your second.
And it's a little more uphill than it shows on camera here, so really anything close to the middle, kind of on the top of that rise, is perfectly okay.
That's a really good shot from Gavin. He's on the left side of the fairway.
He's in great shape there.
Right where he wants to be. Should be a routine upshot from there. Yeti ripping on that halo turn once again.
And I think he got a little more turn than he wanted. My apologies. It was over the plate.
Yeah, I guess that one's on me. So he'll be in that cabbage over there with Isaiah. They're going to have to figure out how to get up and down from there.
Yeah, a little surprising to have 2 people over that far on the right on an open fairway like this, but it can jump out at you. Ron just absolutely crushing one down the fairway.
From Ron.
And that's, like I said, pretty uphill there, and he got that thing out a little over 400 according to our friends at Bushnell.
Thank you to Bushnell once again. Jay from jail once again. But he's had a couple get out of jail free cards. Let's see where this one goes. That's a good out from Jay. Isaiah also not in a great spot.
Trying to find a little space to maneuver a forehand out of there.
And he'll poke that out there. Not much you can do from that spot. I believe this is a Firebird from Gavin. And he needs this to hyzer quick. Drifting out over the OB, but just barely sneaks it between the fence and that fern over there, that bush. And he'll have a look for his birdie, but pretty lucky ground play that you can't really count on there. Ron with the farthest drive here. Look at that ground play. Get some inside circle.
Caught a weird root, but he got some, got a roll.
He'll have a look from about 12 feet there for his birdie. Isaiah from about 200. Oh, gives it a bid. That just hopped right over the cage there.
I was thinking just let's save the par here, but he was going to give it a chance.
Isaiah's always birdie hunting. Here's Jay's third shot. Giving it a bid as well. He'll be under it for his par. Gavin to grab his birdie. Great putt. That's a good 3 from Gavin. Hot start. Ron for a birdie as well. 2 good birds there from Gavin and Ron. And the others will clean up their 4s. Hole 2 playing as one of the easier par 4s on the course today. We had 7 birdies in the MPO field.
Yeah, unless you go OB off the tee,
Or in that rough.
or in the rough behind, which can sneak up on you with the way that green slopes. Most people won't have any trouble.
Hole 3 is a par 3, 412-foot uphill shot with a very particular shape to it. This hole only saw 3 birdies on the whole day. This guardian tree here, you want to ideally go to the left of that tree and then set up a long putt to this rock protected garden of the green as well. So one of the tougher holes, you really need to get a lot of turn on your shot and kind of hyzer out very late. So it's a very particular shape and is totally blind to these guys as well. So Gavin off the tee. And this does not have any turn on it, and he will hyzer out pretty soon. No OB left though, so he is in inbounds with a 65-footer. Ron Khan. Man, Ron can really get into these throws when he needs to. That's a good-looking shot. See if the catch cam catches that. Yeah, right behind the rock, about 40 more feet, and he'd be under the basket. Good shape of shot, though.
That rough that's short there is a little bit tricky. Can obstruct your putt. But
some of that will get up about waist high or even higher. That'll kind of leave you with not a swing putt like a lot of these guys are used to. It is definitely got the arm for this shot. And he'll go right behind that big guardian rock. Maybe in circle. Circle's edge for sure. Decent shot. He'll have a look. Good shape from Yeti too. That looks like it's hyzering out a little short. And he'll be in that tall stuff. We'll have to see what he's got from there. About 85 feet it looks like. Gives it a bid. He'll be under it for his tap in par. Gavin from 60. Ooh, I thought he had that.
Really not a bad place to be if you're going to miss the green wide open from that side.
Out in the open, just a 60-footer. Ron's got some stuff in his way, it looks like here. He'll sail this over the top, but it'll sit down. Artsy shot there, Ron Khan. Isaiah's got the best look here. but a measly boulder in his way from a birdie.
Putting into a little headwind, it looks like.
Just missed. Short right. So we'll have some tap out pars. Only one bogey on this hole in the whole NPO round, which is impressive. Good cleanup there from Ron. You can see that flag blowing. The wind picked up here on hole 3. It's one of the more out in the open holes. But we will have a star par from the fellas.
No donations to charity, but no strokes lost either, so everybody can move on happy.
If you do feel the need to donate to our lead card charity, you know where to reach Penner Productions. And if you don't, you can comment on the video. Par 4, hole 4, par 4, 554 feet, a big left to right fairway. If you got a big forehand, this is the time to bust it out, stay in bounds the whole way. A lot of people will be throwing a flat forehand or a flat backhand that hopefully lands around this little funnel here, and you will have an easy, I say easy, you will have a short upshot to this island peninsula green. You can see that island hole in the back was just recently constructed, but due to a aggressive mating goose that is guarding her eggs by the bridge, we're not playing it. So short pin on the left is what we'll do, and it'll play as a par 4. So Gavin on the tee, making sure his eyes are all good for the drive. And if this can get over that OB, and it does, that is a smash from Gavin.
Yeah, that's a great shot. That's exactly where you're going to be, as long as you're out in the open there.
Right in that landing zone. He'll have an easy approach to this green. Ron Con electing with that left to right turn shot, and he has overcooked that one, and that will be OB for Ron Con there. Isaiah lining up a pretty stable backhand, and that needs to sit down. Oh, and he will drift OB left. That had so much ground play on it. He put
Really
that
did.
Landed it on the right side of the fairway, but it had so much speed, so much hyzer coming in that it skipped all the way across the fairway.
And that was while hanging over the right OB.
Right. Here's this halo turn that Jay loves throwing. This looks like it's got a good line if it can get over the OB. No problem. He'll be in the middle of the fairway there.
That's where you want it.
So Roncon went out, and he'll have a big forehand. It'll be interesting to see if he goes for this green.
Don't see Ron pull out the forehand very often.
And that looks like a pretty good shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big skip from his felon there.
He'll be just outside circle, and he'll have a death putt if he wants it. And Isaiah will take this OB stroke and looking to attack. That's a great upshot from Isaiah. Soft landing.
Yeah, great speed control from him. It'll sit down on the green.
Yeti from about 200. That got a shot. That was a little bit short, but man, that was
Great shape.
In line with the basket the whole time. And look how easy this is from Gavin. Just a routine upshot.
That's exactly where you want it.
Making the hole look super easy. Let's see how much Ron wants this putt. He's eyeing down this pond. There are some boulders there to stop his roll away if he misses the basket. And he'll miss that short, but have a tap in par. Tap in bogey, excuse me. Great 3 from Gavin.
Made it look easy.
Yep, playing the hole as she was intended. And Jay will grab a 3 there as well.
Would have been fun to see how this played with the island, but the goose was not having it.
You gotta please the goose at the end of the day.
Respect the goose, I've always said.
On to hole 5. Another big shout out to Joe Montiel, 34th State Media. Hole 5 will play as a par 3, 412 feet. You won't see many players go for the green on this shot. It'll take a huge flex forehand or just a dart backhand with really good speed control. Most players will throw like a rock or a buzz or something up to this landing zone right about here and then attack with the second shot. A lot of players will be playing hole 5 for par. We actually did not have a single birdie on the day, so really playing more as a par 4. And then to this iconic water wheel green, very tight OB water right behind the back left of the hole. So second shot is not as easy as it may look. Gavin 2 down has got the lead on the card and just pierces this shot. Right, he's not even watching, right where he wants it to be.
Yep.
Easy. Gavin's playing easy golf this front 5. Clean card, 2 birdies.
Yeti asking it to get left. He doesn't want to get caught up in that stuff.
That's a tough spot to be. He'll hit that vine on the right side of the fairway, and we'll have to see what kind of forehand Jay's dealing with. Isaiah cooking this one. It needs to get down in a hurry. Ooh, and she just barely holds on.
Skids to a stop.
Curls up right before the water. He'll like that. Roncon digging into this one, kind of fading or turning out right a little too far. We'll have a bit of a tricky up from there. We might see that rare Roncon forehand once again. Looks like Jay's flicking a putter here, maybe a mid. Touchy shot, but he's in a decent spot. Hits the branch and slams into the water wheel. He'll like that, I bet. Isaiah's got it wide open over here. Oh no.
Caught a gust, but
Hit the beam of the basket and sat down nice for him. Gavin Quick hits the water wheel as well. Roncon's got to thread these trees.
he was able to kick out a little bit, so he wasn't completely stuck behind the rocks, and
Kinda
he's
giving
able
it a
to
bit.
find a spot close to the basket.
A spot close to the basket.
That's all you can ask for.
Good 3 there from Jay. We'll clean up here. And Isaiah's tap out on to hole 6. Hole 6 is kind of a soft par 4, 441 feet. This initial gap shot is very particular. Playing through this early gap, and then you have to have kind of a late turn to attack this green. So a lot of hyzer flips that hopefully will eventually run over here to this bamboo on the right side of the fairway. And then if you can pass this OB on the right, the OB line runs along this bamboo, so you really have to go left of the bamboo or somehow get over it to attack this big green here.
Some people will just throw it long, let it fade out to the left, and sort of attack from the backside. It's fairly wide open out there.
Gavin first off the tee. And this gap is pretty tiny. He really gets a hold of this one. And it's looking to hyzer up, but It looks like he's got the distance to clear the lake there, so.
Yeah, he'll be out in the open for a pretty routine approach.
Isaiah looking like he's going the same spot.
Yep, putting it out there in the open. He had the long drive on the hole at about 440.
A lot of these guys are looking to get a chance at this eagle here. And he's overcooked it, and he knows it. That's drifting right fast. And that will end up OB. Here's Jay. That's a good looking shape. And that'll dig into the side of the beam. He'll have an easy upshot from there. Ron took this back a little bit to get a better angle. And yeah, great up. He'll be able to save his 4 from there. Routing up from Yeti. Giving that a bid, and that is kind of a faster speed than I would imagine he would throw on that upshot, and he'll have about a 20-foot comeback there. Great up there from Gavin. They really left that long. That was actually about a 30-footer. And he'll have to take a 4 here. The rest of the card. Tapping out. Good 3 there from Yeti. 3 from Gav. I'll take the 4. On to hole 7. Hole 7 play is a par 4, 481 feet. Really the feature hole of the front 9. Gonna have to start off with this big tunnel shot. Really pretty flowers, really grown, mature trees on either side. Kind of the place to throw a straight, flat putter shot, maybe a rock, maybe a buzz, and finish pretty straight or even right to really set up your important shot, which is your second crossing the pond shot. Huge bridge, big pond with like 4 huge guardian trees protecting this island green. There's a wraparound out of bounds marker all the way behind it, about 30 feet behind the basket. So second shot is a very technical shot. We have these low-hanging branches that you'll see at the top left of your screen that really snag a lot of disc, and that will drop them in the water real quick. So let's see how it plays out. Gavin's been holding this box for almost the entire front 9. And that's a beautiful shot. He'll be on that second tier there. Great place to attack the green. Great shot from Yeti as well. Isaiah got this high, needs to get down, barely holds on, hits that rock wall that's lining the pond. Roncon going out wide with the forehand. I haven't seen that play very often, but he looks like he's in pretty good shape as well.
Call that the tulipizer?
Yet he'll be first up. You can see how small this hole they got to go to is.
He'll just take that middle route.
And hit that boulder right there, and he'll luckily pop over it and have circle look for his birdie. Roncon totally blind, snips the tree, and rides the bridge across and parks it.
Would we call that a local route, perhaps?
I'd call that the local route. Taking the bridge across the water as it was intended. Gavin's leaked this up high right. And he'll drop into the drink. Oh. Gavin had a prime position backhand.
Yeah, I had to be pretty happy with that that landing spot, but
wasn't able to
got a little
convert.
too much turn.
Isaiah taking this one to a knee here. Looks like he's got a bit of a ceiling to compete with. And pures it. That's a
Great job navigating that ceiling.
Fish that eat blue die.
Jay will have about a 30-footer here. Bangs it home. That's a confident putt from Jay Yeti.
From the 5-time world putting champion, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
He's won a few world championships in putting. I guess that's how you get your name on a putter.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how do you think he got that putter named after him? Another great putt there from Isaiah. I'll take him to 2 down. Gavin will have to take a bogey here. So that will tie up Gavin and Isaiah at 2 down. Going to the famous tractor tire hole. Big shout out to Elliot, who got this ace at one of the farm league nights tournaments the other day. Taking home $800 ace fund. This is about as simple as it looks. 235 feet. Most players will just throw an easy hyzer up, hoping to dig into the sand here on this kind of second tier. This basket is all kinds of elevated, and on a day like today, you don't want to leave yourself any more than a 20-foot putt, because those can easily turn into 3 or 4s.
And calm days in Winfield are fairly rare, so.
Calm days in Kansas are fairly rare.
Yeah, everybody's just trying to get it on the sand here.
Jay getting this up high. And oh my gosh, couldn't quite catch it on the catch cam, but that shot out of the sand. Caught a very unlucky edge and just rolled 40 deep. I don't think Jay knows that. That's pretty much what you want to see. Kind of an unlucky bounce back there from Isaiah, but you really want to put this inside 10 feet to be comfortable to get your birdie. It's a good looking shot there from Ron, and that'll dig in at about 10 feet, bottom of the hill. No one's really looking to ace this. We're trying to dig in, and that'll be a tester there from Gavin. I'm sure he wishes that was a bit closer. You can see Jay is 40 feet back, and it sure looks like he's about to run this putt. He's giving it a bid. Oof.
Just hits cage.
That's such a bold run there from Jay, and it looks like it sat down for him, which is fortunate. Great putt there from Gavin. That is not as easy as it looks. Good 20-footer, 10 feet up in the air. Working to get that disc back. Good 2 there from Isaiah as well. They'll both go down to 3 under. 2 kids battling it out, and that barely squeaks in.
Snuck it over the top, and it'll count.
She will count. Good 2 there from Mr. Convers. Jay fortunate to have the tap-in par there after that unfortunate roll away. Closing it out here, hole 9, par 3, 300 feet on the nose. The play here is to throw a gentle hyzer, kind of hang it out over this horse pasture on the right side, and miss these 2 uprights here that you can see coming up on the drone. Those 2 will snag some people up, and right and left are both OB of these fences. So big circle green here. If you get past it, should be an easy birdie for these guys.
Fairly routine shot in a lot of ways, but danger on both sides.
Yeah,
Still got to execute it.
This is playing as the 3rd easiest hole on the course, so it kind of is a must-get birdie. Isaiah's got the box back. We'll see how he plays this. Wind's really ripping here on hole 9, kind of out next to this cow pasture on the left, so not much to protect the wind coming in left to right. And Isaiah will put that about 15 feet. Really good shot. Should not be a problem for him. Roncon digging in this to on an Anheuser angle there. Hooking up. That's a very stable disc. And he'll put that at about 10 feet. Really good shot there from Ron.
Gavin hanging this out a little wider, but it's hooking up real nice, and it'll roll into a routine putt.
This is one of the more aceable holes on the course. There's really not much staying in the way of your gentle hyzer here, attacking the pin, and quite a big distance there behind the bucket as well. Yeti bringing this pole here into play, but misses it, and that'll hook up at about 12-15 feet. Yeti staring down his disc, intimidating it to go into the bucket, and it worked. Great putt there from Redding. Isaiah from about 20. No problem. It's looking pretty star framey here, Jared.
It's got potential, that's for sure.
Great potential. Good 15-footer there from Ron. Let's see if Gavin can close it out. No problem. Star frame. Donate to your favorite charity at home. Boys and Girls Club of America. Rainbows United. Whatever you want.
It's your choice.
Thank you guys for tuning in to Front 9. Take a look at the leaderboard here. We got Terry Roethlisberger coming in last minute. 6 down through 9. Absolutely shredding the course.
Yeah, Terry was down in Missouri for Mid-America, and some weather plans changed their venue, so he decided last minute to come play this course blind, and seems to be managing it okay.
We got Gavin, Isaiah, and Derek all tied for second. So we got a close race going here at the Front 9.
Make sure to join us here again on the Back 9 at Penner Productions. We'll see you soon.